as the need for performance increases, we need to deliver. So the MIPI M-PHY is set to do that.
The way that MIPI Alliance does physical layers is unique in the industry in that they're modular, which means that you can use any application or any protocol over the top of it. They're completely agnostic.
MIPI's M-PHY is an interesting development. It started out relatively modest at what we refer to as Gear 1, which is the lowest speed. It's 1.25 gigabits per second. We refer to that as Gear 1. Gear 2 is double that speed. We have released the spec for Gear 2 and are working on the spec for Gear 3 at the 5 gigabit per second speed.
M-PHY is on a year cadence. What that means is that every year we'd like to come out with a new specification that doubles the bandwidth of the link. But it's a dual challenge because as well as this new performance level, we want to retain the features that have always made M-PHY a popular interface.
I think any contributor in the of MIPI has benefits of using those standardized interfaces because you can use also then standardized test equipment. The customers, it's easier for the customers from us to select our platforms because they can rely on those standardized interfaces. And then it's also easier to have a wider selection of components to be connected to such platforms.
Many of us grew up with techniques that were built for applications that had bigger batteries. Whereas the mobile device is small, it's more contained, doesn't have the space. So really what MIPI did was enable low power. And that's really if you had to figure what the largest contribution globally MIPI had, it was probably the low power, yet the performance.
As MIPI covers or tries to cover all of the interfaces in a mobile device, and this is standardized in one body, we have the opportunity to reduce the number of physical layers used for those interfaces, and therefore we can develop interface technology like M-PHY or D-PHY and so on, which can be used by a lot of protocols on top of that.
Where the low power is important and when you need performance, that's where M-PHY is going to be the critical part of the overall equation.
We are working on a 6 gigahertz version of M-PHY called Gear 3, and also again doubling this rate is on the roadmap is Gear 4.